We're here to read a book. It is day 11 of 21 days of reading for Christmas. Y'all, we made it. It's day 11. Welcome. Welcome to more reading. Y'all know I love a good book. So if you have book recommendations, please drop them. If you have a library card and you're in Kansas City, go ahead and bring me a book. Good morning, Joys of Learning Preschool. I am so excited to read. Y'all, it is Friday. Sis is going on staycation, a break. But one thing I love to do on my break is I love to read. So last night in my parent book club, we started unpacking The Whole Brain Child. Such a good book. We read the first 2 chapters. If you are interested in joining that book club, feel free. I put a pin. Okay, when I read books, I'm like, how much longer we got? I love to read, but also I'm like, how long is this book? And this is a very good, short, and quick read. Okay, so I want you to make sure that you read. What book are you reading? What book are you reading? What book are you reading? Are you reading? Are you reading? I feel like all next year, hey, the Daily Life Planner, all next year we are going to be talking about reading books. Okay, I love my morning crew. Y'all up, y'all ready to go. Happy Friday. We made it. Happy Friday. All right, so the book that we're going to read today for day 11 is Oh, the Places You'll Go. And you tell me, is this backwards for Instagram? Because I feel like it is, but I see that it is the right way for Facebook and YouTube. But we're going to roll with it, and maybe I'll just have my camera guy flip my camera tomorrow. We're going to roll with it. It's backwards? Okay, so I could flip it, but then I can't see what you're saying. So what? Instagram, get that together. All right, we're going to go into it. Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. Oh, the Places You'll Go. And I love on this jacket, I'll read it, what it says. But with kids, I will always read and ask, what's the title? And the author is, and who's the illustrator? What does the illustrator mean? Like, ask questions about books to get your child familiar with how books work, what books are, because I love a good book. I love books. I really do. Oh, the Places You'll Go. Question: places? What places? What are you talking about? Answer: the great places your feet will take you, including the lurches, slumps, and waiting places you'll encounter on the way. Question: lurches? Slumps? What are these? Answer: read the book. Dr. Seuss explains it all. Question: he does, really? Answer: of course. This is the perfect book for anyone, I agree, any age, I agree, who is starting a new phase in their life. I agree. This is a great, great book. Any age, anyone, new phases in life. The perfect book, are you sure? Yes. If you are alive and you're going places, then this is the book for you. Come on. Dr. Seuss is great for teaching so many reading skills, for teaching so many lessons, for having fun, for having a good time. And a lot of our classics are also, Dr. Seuss or Dr. Seuss inspired. Oh, look at this. Okay, shout out to Jamie. I was a part of a resale group, which also led to a really dope photo shoot that I was a part of. And here are my pictures. And I ran into my college resident assistant, and no, she was a resident assistant advisor or whatever. She was our boss, right? So I was in residential life, and Abby was the boss. And so we took pictures, and she got to meet Josiah. And I went to college in the year of our good Lord, 2005. So that was quite a while ago, and it was cool to be reconnected and reunited. All right, let's jump into it. If you're with me on the live, can you say good morning so I know you're with me? Can you let me know what book are you reading to your kids? What book are you reading to yourself? What's happening? If you are in the building on the live, let me know. I keep seeing a request to join. Is that a purposeful? I mean, not a purposeful, but is that an on-purpose request? Let me know. You trying to join my live? Oh, the places you'll go. Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You see the illustration. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your way and you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where to go. You look up and down streets, look over them with care, and some will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down in a not so good street. I would pause and ask kids, what do you think is an example of a not so good street? And so then kids may say, my students may say, things that are poor decisions or not listening to the teacher, getting caught up in drugs, violence in the street. There's a range of things. Not finishing my homework. Like, it depends on the kids. Not peeing on the top potty. It just depends on the age level. But the great thing about reading, and especially reading this book, is any age level, you can really customize it for that grade level, that age. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. Come on. If the street ain't available, find a new city. It's opener there in the wide open air. Dr. Seuss is well known, right? We know him for making up words. Now, opener, that's a word, but in that context, we don't really use opener. Opener, to be more open. Out there, things can happen and frequently do to people as brainy and as footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along. You'll start happening too. Okay, I translate that as, if you get started, you're going to start popping. You're going to start popping. Get started. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. I'm just taking it in. I'm taking the illustrations in. I love being in the sky. I love flying, and I love being in the water. I love the beach. I love swimming. So these illustrations, if you really lean into illustrations in books, you get to really dive into the joy of learning and reading, and education, and growing knowledge and power and all the things. Okay, so you want me to read the child book, Please Don't Read This Book, by Deanna Kizis. Okay, I'll find it. That'll be one of our books. Thank you for the recommendation. I love recommendations, so drop them in. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Dr. Seuss is obviously great for teaching rhyme and teaching rhythm and teaching patterns for kids who may struggle with fluency or even accuracy or confidence with reading. Dr. Seuss books are a great stepping stone. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You can get all hung up in a prickly perch, and your gang will fly on. You'll be left in a lurch. My translation, ish happens, right? Things will happen. Things will come up. It's a part of the process. You'll come down from the lurch with an unpleasant bump, and the chances are then you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. Come on, real lessons. Man, Dr. Seuss was dropping real lessons, okay? Real lessons. Anybody ever been in a slump and know that unslumping yourself is not easily done? Like, it takes time. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes perseverance. It takes you deciding, I'm going to unslump. right? And anybody who's been in a slump, I don't even need to explain what unslumping means. You got to unslump at some point. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're dark. A place you could sprain both your elbow and chin. Do you dare stay out? Do you dare go in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? And if you go in, should you turn left or right and 3/4, or maybe not quite, or go around back and sneak in from behind? Simple is not. Simple, it's not. I'm afraid you will find. For a mind maker upper to make up his mind. Woo! Come on, wordy. Come on, words. Come on, words. Entangles. Isn't that how our mind feels sometimes, though? Like, which way should I go? Left or right? What decision should I make? It feels like a tangly mess at times, but that is also a part of life. And if you stay the course, oh, the places you'll go. Oh, the places you'll go. Oh, the places you'll go. You can get so confused that you'll start in to race down long, wiggled roads at a breaknecking pace and grind on for miles across weirdish wild space, headed, I fear, toward a most unusual. Nope, that's not the word. I definitely made that word up. And this is what kids do. So I saw a U and I said unusual, because unusual is part of my vocabulary. It's a word that starts with U and it just kind of came to me. But as I look, this is what you can ask your children as they're reading, and you find they're not actually reading the words, but maybe they're reading the beginning part of the word, or a word that rhymes with that, or a word that would make sense or matches the picture. You can ask them, does it sound right? Does it look right? Does it make sense? So unusual actually makes sense. Okay. But useless is the word. So it don't really look right. It don't really sound right. So I'm going to read that again. You can get so confused that you'll start into race down long, wiggled roads at a breaknecking pace. Yes, breaknecking. And grind on for miles across weirdish wild space, headed, I fear, toward a most useless place, the waiting place. But I don't agree, because I don't think the waiting place is useless. I think there's purpose in waiting. For people just waiting. Oh, I get it. Okay, so if you just stay stuck in the waiting place, it's useless. Waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or waiting around for a yes or a no, or waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting. Waiting for the fish to bite, or waiting for the wind to fly a kite, or waiting around for Friday night. Hey, TGIF. Or waiting perhaps for their Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, or a pair of pants, or a wig with curls, or another chance. Everyone is just waiting. Okay, I see why it's useless. These people just waiting. What y'all doing? Let's get some active waiting, okay? Dr. Seuss was a theologian, okay, of his time. Does anybody agree? Y'all tell me if it's just me. Like, I get excited about books, but some of Dr. Seuss's books, I mean, if you pay attention, you know what I'm saying? Stay woke. And I will say this as a caveat, many authors, Dr. Seuss included, have some controversial and less than appealing backgrounds. And so it is always your choice what books you read. But I think it's also amazing as an opportunity to say, you know what, this is an author who produced really good work or content or was creative. And as we explore his personal life, like, what else can we learn? What can we learn about people, humans, humanity, authors? What can we learn about ourselves? How does our work translate? How does our life translate into our work, and vice versa? I won't get all into that, but There is Dr. Seuss Week that happens in March, or Dr. Seuss Day and World Day of Reading. And some people opt out of acknowledging and honoring that because Dr. Seuss was a little controversial, his personal life, and honestly, some of his books, okay, some of his content. It's a little caveat for parents. So it's always great to read a book before you read it with or to your children. And also, if you're finding that there's a particular author that you like or enjoy, your children like or enjoy, just explore a little bit more about them, about their content, about their background. And then you can diversify the authors that you read from and that you read about, you expose your children to. No, that's not you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. Come on, music. This makes me want to go dancing. Boom, boom, boom. And I might ask kids, what songs do you think they're playing? Look at the band. What song are they playing? If I was in a group, I'd say, okay, what song do you think they're playing? What song do you think they're playing? What song do you hear? Close your eyes. I want you to listen to the band playing. I want everybody just to silently dance to the song that you hear them playing. I hear like New Orleans jazz. I don't know what you might hear, but this is a great, great way to make a book come alive by really having your children jump into the book, visualize, experience, make it real. With banner flip-flapping, once more you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky, ready because you're that kind of guy. Oh, the places you'll go. There is fun to be done. There are points to be scored. There are games to be won. And the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all. Fame. You'll be famous as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching you win on TV. Come on, fame. Come on, fame. By the way, if you haven't checked my social media, I was on the news. I was on Channel 41, local Kansas City news, talking about a bill we want to make sure is passed to cut the cost of childcare for middle-income families, where the cost will be split into thirds, where families pay a third, the company pays a third, the government pays a third. And so this will be piloted, and the bill wants to pilot it for 6 years to receive the anecdotal and quantitative data. And so I would love for you all to check out that article. If you're in the state of Missouri, definitely call your policymakers and tell them that you're in support of the bill so we could push it through. Except when you don't, because sometimes they won't. Except when they don't, because sometimes they won't. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too. Games you can't win because you'll play against you. I'm telling you, is anybody else like, wow, this book is deep? Like, every adult should have this book. And when times get tough and you're in a moment of transition, just remember, oh, the places you'll go. All alone, whether you like it or not, alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. I might stop on this page and ask, why do you think? Why do you think if you're going places that you might be alone a lot? So kids might talk about being brave, or maybe you're the first one to do it, or going ahead, or doing things outside of the box, or things that your friends or your family don't understand or don't support. And so it's a great way to also talk about leadership. And when you're alone, there's a good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There are some down the road between hither and yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. But on you will go through the weather, though the weather be foul. On you will go, though your enemies prowl. On you will go, though the hacking cracks howl. Onward up a many, I don't know why. Hold on. Onward up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. I love that this book is affirming. It's like, this is going to happen, and this is what you will do to get through it. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far and face up to your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know, you'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with great care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft and never mix up your right foot with your left. What do you think Dr. Seuss is telling us? Don't mix up your right foot with your left. Because what happens if you mix up your feet? You could stumble, you could fall, right? You could get confused. He's saying put one foot in front of the other and just take the next best step. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. And I know I might be on live talking to some adults, but our inner kid needs to know, I will move mountains, no matter how old, no matter how young. So, be your name Bum Bomb Bixie, Bum Bomb, Books Mom. Y'all, Jesus. Come on, Dr. Seuss. He gets real superfluous at the end of this book. So, be your name Buxbaum or Bixie or Bray or Mordecai Ali, yes, Ali Van Allen O'Shea. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So, get on your way. 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 Do what needs to be done. Then, this is one of my favorite books. This is one of the best of the best of the best because, man, it just paints a picture of life. I'm going to read a little bit about Dr. Seuss, and then I'm going to say goodbye, and we will see you for day 12. I think today is technically day 12, and I have to double up today, but either way, we're going to keep reading. Theodore Seuss Giselle, sorry. March 2nd, 1904 through September 24th, 1991. Okay. Theodore Seuss Giselle is quite simply one of the most beloved children's book authors of all time. The books he wrote and illustrated under the name of Dr. Seuss and others that he wrote but did not illustrate, including some under the pseudonyms Theo, LaSigue, and Rosetta Stone, have been translated into 30 languages. Hundreds of millions of copies have found their ways into homes and hearts around the world. But perhaps no book he wrote is more important to his legacy than Oh, the Places You'll Go. Anybody else getting emotional? Is it just me? I love books. I love books. I love books as much as I love, almost as much as I love traveling. I love books almost as much as I love the beach. I love books. I want y'all to hear that last line again. Hundreds of millions of copies have found their way into homes and hearts around the world, but perhaps no book he wrote is more important to his legacy than Oh, the Places You'll Go, published 1 year before his death at the age of 87. Okay, so that means that this book is full of wisdom because it's not like he wrote it as a 20-year-old, right? As a 45-year-old. It was published when he was 87. Oh, the Places You'll Go is Dr. Seuss's farewell salute. In In it, a lifetime of wisdom is coupled with classic Seussian elements such as Horton-like elephants, castles, mazes, and clinking contraptions. A perennial bestseller since its publication in 1990, it is the perfect send-off for anyone embarking on the great balancing act that is life. This is great for graduations. This is great for new moms and new dads. This is great for retirement. This is great for home ownership. This is great for relocation. This is great for meditation. This is great for any transition. So if you're watching, or even if you're catching the replay, I want you to just write a transition that this book would be great for. And if you're bold, you know what I mean? If you're feeling it strongly, I want you to even tag somebody. Who would this book be great for? Who needs to hear this read aloud? Who needs to hear the words in this book because they are in or experiencing or preparing for transition? Think about that person. I love books, y'all. I love books. And I love that you all joined me. Come back. We're going to continue reading. And let me screenshot your book suggestion so I can make sure to read the children's book. Please don't read this book by Deanna Kizes, and I will make sure that I get that book as a book we'll read. If you have any suggestions, please drop them and share this out, and we'll be back. Because Josiah is usually with me. Josiah is sleeping in. I was loud. Y'all heard me. He's sleep. I was thinking he might wake up. He might join me, but that's not the case. So we're going to sleep in just a little bit. It's Friday. And y'all have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Okay? And if you're catching this and it's not Friday, you have a beautiful day. All right? And if it's night, you have a beautiful night. All right. Bye.